and I think we're going to go along, and if something pops up there, then great. So I'd like to introduce Jennifer Duke. I think you can all hear me, right, without the mic. Okay. Jennifer is a practitioner, a psychotherapist in Pasadena, California. She works in a hospital and works with people there who are affected by mental disorders. And she's going to highlight how nutrition is really important in a complementary approach to their illness. Thank you very much. Thank you.
This is very exciting for me. I've been looking forward to this day since that day last fall when Judy and I were doing a dance to Turkey in the Straw in the middle of the whichever airport, Osaka airport. And one of the things that Judy had wanted me to talk to the group about today are some of my promising practices for mental health, things that are more targeted and save people money and would save agencies and governments money because they would get to the core of the issue rather quickly. But when I searched my heart and soul, the only thing that really matters with mental health is not pills, is not talk therapy, even though I'm a talk therapist, it's nutrition. And I have studies from around the globe. I have about 5 or 6 continents worth of studies that I'm looking at, in which people are voicing the fact that if you avoid fast food and eat well and eat vegetables and maybe even take some vitamins, but that's down the road. The core thing is not supplements, but it is the food you eat. So I'm going to step over here. I have all my studies in a notebook, which is a good thing because it looks like the PowerPoint is not going to happen for us. In 2020, which is 7 years from now, depression will be the second greatest cause of morbidity in the world, according to this prediction. And this is from Bucharest, Romania. And they're saying that fast food consumption is one of the major contributing factors to the fact that depression will be the second leading cause of morbidity in the world, which means it will be the second biggest world health problem. So I don't know what the first one would be. I would guess, what do you think would be? Heart disease, or maybe, I would think diabetes, but it might be heart disease. What do you guys think?
Cancer.
Cancer? Okay, cancer. So that's from Romania. From the Canary Islands, and I didn't even know they had fast food in the Canary Islands, 1,000 miles out in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Some people did a 6-year study in the Canary Islands, and they determined, after studying 400 some people, that fast food and commercial baked goods have a detrimental effect on people's mood. Now, the thing that's valuable about meds, and the thing that's good about meds, is that it works fast. And that's really important when somebody calls me and goes, Jennifer, I'm going to come down to the hospital and I'm going to kill you with a gun. Okay, fine. So come on down, we'll take care of you. And, so, I mean, this is the environment I live in, or work in. So you need a medication that's going to work rather fast if someone is feeling that way. By the way, he didn't kill me, so it didn't turn out that way. But one of the things that medication seems to have going for it is that it can work really quickly when personal safety or safety to others is a major concern. The other thing I like about medication, not just for schizophrenia, is so that my clients who are schizophrenic don't go down the street, saying, I'm Buddha, Nixon, Elvis, Jesus, whoever it is. A lot of people from the CIA seem to find their way into our hospital. A lot of people from the FBI, and I don't know how you guys do it here in Washington when people actually do work for the FBI and the CIA, because that's a common delusion. But a collective delusion that we have in this country is that medication is core to treatment. Medication is not core to treatment. We've had medication since 1949. We've had talk therapy since Freud wrote the interpretation of dreams in 1905. Both of those are realizing the limits of their usefulness. What I did not learn until I started really looking into depression and nutrition is that if you eat some fruits and vegetables today, you can just let it go, Bruce. Oh, okay. If you eat fruits and vegetables today, you will feel better tomorrow. So that thing about an apple a day for the teacher, the reason that you were giving the apple a day for the teacher was so that the teacher would be easy to get along with the next day. It's really important to know that if people eat the fruits and vegetables, and really, truly raw fruits and vegetables, then they will have a better chance of feeling physically better tomorrow. So I know a lot of ways to manage mood. I know a lot of ways to adjust mood, and I can show you 6 hours over in the exhibit room of ways to manage and adjust mood. But if you're not eating well, then it's not going to. It doesn't matter, because you will never get over your depression if you don't eat well. The biochemical model that the drug companies put out is very true. Your biochemistry determines how you feel. But the reason that your biochemistry is not serving you is because you're not putting a high enough octane food in to take care of what you need in order for you to feel well and to feel good enough. I'm going to go over a couple more studies, and then I want to talk a little bit about how I work with some clients at hospital. Then what I'll be doing eventually, and so you can start turning your wheels inside your head. I think Kifa has some great ideas for how we can manage this, but some of the others of you in the room might also. I know what I'm looking for as far as a public health policy way of managing mental health, if it's going to be such a major concern. And it is a major concern. But I don't know how to implement it. I don't have an existing program in place to manage nutrition, to manage depression nutritionally. So if you have ideas about that, then I'm all ears. Tryptophan diet, tryptophan-rich diet. Study in the Dutch Caribbean St. James School of Medicine states that if you eat a diet that's rich in tryptophan, that you will have a good mood. Alzheimer's. People talk. I know the discussion is about depression, but I found this. I really want to share it. The way to avoid Alzheimer's is to lower your sugar and increase your fatty, the natural fats. Judy.
Oh, yeah, I was going to which foods are rich in tryptophan?
Who knows what the foods are? I think it's nuts and turkey.
Turkey.
And what else?
Oh, yeah, turkey.
Chicken, turkey, and nuts.
Thanks.
So now, a lot of people I work with are disabled because of their mental illness. So they don't have the money to go out and pay $350 for an orthomolecular psychiatrist or for a naturopathic doctor or a clinical nutritionist. They don't have the health care for it. They don't have the cash for it. They don't have anything to be able to, they don't have the resources to be able to do that. So what we have to do is come up with a way to serve people so that they can manage their symptoms on their own without having to have fancy health care. An MD can check to see if their vitamins and minerals are in line. And let me just give you some brief information about vitamins and minerals. Supplements, high doses of vitamin B improve mood, folks from Wales. Vitamin D deficiency will reduce risk of suicide. These are the people from Maryland, Baltimore, Maryland. I'd like to congratulate all you Baltimore fans out there today. And omega-3s, as we know, will have benefits for major depression. They've done meta-analyses on that. And antioxidants A, C, and E will also have a positive effect on mood. So there are a lot of things that you can do for mood that will help you feel better just by doing your food correctly, eliminating fast food, eating more fruits and vegetables, and then also by doing some supplements if you have the money. But if you don't have the money, just simply by eliminating fast food, you will improve your mood. I can't make that statement strongly enough. Orthomolecular psychiatry is the kind of psychiatry where they look at maybe 18 markers in your body. They look at your thyroid, they look at your amino acids, they look at all kinds of aspects, but that's expensive. And most people who need help with mental health don't have those resources. Another thing that they would look at are food allergies. So one of the things that are predominant with food allergies are milk allergies and wheat allergies. So casein and gluten. And there are 7 foods, I've got it here in the PowerPoint. There are 7 primary foods that I'm not going to be able to pull this up quickly enough, I don't think. There are a lot of food allergies, and people really need to look very carefully at food allergies. In Singapore, there was a study. They had people on a locked unit, and they had people on the open unit in the psychiatric hospital. They took them off cereal and milk in the locked unit. In 8 weeks, their behavior was good enough so that they could be released into the open unit. So they'd have a little bit of freedom to maybe go to we have a gym, to go to the gym. In the open unit, they put them back on cereal and milk. Within 1 week in some cases, and 2 weeks in others, they were back on the locked unit. I don't think that's just the sugar. I think that's the food allergy. Sugar in prison. When people take prisoners off of food allergies, the prison becomes safer for everybody. They should take the guards off of sugar too. The prison should be a sugar-free zone. I have some things I'd like to. We were going to do the can program that Kiva was talking about. We do have an organic vegetable garden at our hospital, which the schizophrenics and I grow together. Here are the food allergies. Wheat, corn, soy, sugar, dairy, eggs, baker's yeast, brewer's yeast. So these were considered. This is one of the things that Nancy Mullen, who is an orthomolecular psychiatrist, works with in Burbank. There are orthomolecular psychiatrists in Chevy Chase, Maryland, and if you want to work with Nancy Mullen in Burbank, she can work with you even if you're not close to her. Here are the things I want to recommend. I know that for some people who have believed that they cannot manage their own symptoms because their biochemistry is what it is, and therefore they are hopeless and helpless to be able to do anything about their biochemistry. It's just not true that they can't do anything about their biochemistry. So the first thing I want to do is I want to end the ad campaign. This is pie in the sky for me, but I want to end the ad campaign in which pharmaceutical companies teach people on a daily basis that they are helpless. So all those ads that you see on television, I don't know how to do it, but that's what I want to do. I want to revise the nutrition guidelines that call for dairy being one of the 4 basic food groups. Because of the allergies, we really need to find another way of constructing that. Yes?
Pasteurization is a real problem. Right? Dairy itself is fine, but
So going for raw milk instead. I want, and the other thing is, it's like being working with an alcoholic family. What's right is wrong, and what's wrong is right. Instead of labeling the food that is organic and making the organic farmers do all the labeling, I think conventional farmers should be required to label their own food. The other 2 recommendations I'd like to make is that I don't know how to educate people regarding mental health and how to change their diet so that they can have good mental health. So we need to have some kind of a nationwide program to educate. And then I don't know how to make food changes at large in the overall culture, but maybe you can help me with that. The other thing is that with fast food, children are making decisions about what their food is. When parents were cooking at home, parents made the choice about what food is. So I want the adults, people who are truly adult, to be choosing what the food is. And when people are adult and are choosing the food, then they will be more likely to make better food choices. And we all need to grow up a little bit so we can have better mental health. Thank you very much.
Thank you.